Oxnard.
Yo!
I'm Boss.
I'm Dexter. What's up?
Let's get to it.
Let's do this.
All right, season
Saul!
4 of Better Call Saul.
Better call him.
Once again, I feel like AMC didn't really do anything to kind of promote this. I saw no commercials.
I noticed
I guess if you
bigger...
didn't see anything on AMC itself, then
You're
Not
like
really.
An emo
Yeah.
channel.
But I don't really watch TV. But if you follow Rhea Seahorn is her name
uh-huh.
on Twitter,
Yeah.
follow Saul. Why am I blanking? Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk?
Bob Odenkirk. Follow a few of the actors. They always like repost stuff.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
how I
yeah.
found that.
No, but I mean
video
AMC.
about
That's
Chuck.
the actors.
Maybe
I mean
they're
AMC,
like-
the network itself.
It's like a hipster network. Like, yeah, we have this show. Not going to tell you when it's on, though.
I don't want you to watch it.
Yeah, Boss thought it was on Sunday nights.
People don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah, maybe it's good. I don't know.
Whatever, man.
AMC.
I was trying to get the AMC app on my smart TV. It just doesn't even show up.
TV's
It's
stupid.
It's only on tablets, apparently.
We only do tablets.
Well, it starts up with a continuation of the very first scene from the last season, right?
Which I forgot what happened.
Completely
in that scene.
forgot.
Did
And
you? Do you know what happened?
He was like stressing out. He thought someone was after him, and then he
Yeah.
That's
passes
what I.
out.
That's what I
He just
assumed.
passed out.
Yeah, that's right. And then and they take him to the hospital.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping we're not going to find out what happens next season. I'm noticing the plot was ramping up in
yeah,
the
it was
last
a
few
lot
episodes.
more than usual.
Oh my god!
This episode is
yeah.
ramping up more. Things are going faster, so I think we are going to be cutting back to Gene
At the end of this season, you think?
At the end, in the middle, maybe at certain.
Really, in the middle? That would be
He's like
breaking a
what,
precedent.
Eastern European last name or something. It's like
Gene Tarkovic or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
Tarkovic, yeah.
They'll say it here again, but they wheel him out. They bring him to the hospital, and then everything's okay. They do like you see him getting the test done on him, and he's still like so paranoid.
Ever had
and,
that
like,
done? The echo
Yeah,
thing?
an echocardiogram
Oh, yeah, I have.
or an EKG. Yeah, I
came
have
out
too.
well, thanks.
No one cares, boss.
My echocardiogram.
Nice haircut.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, I got a haircut too.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
The place we go, you know how there's different people. Sometimes there's a good people, sometimes there's a bad people. This time there was a good person.
You're pretty easy though to cut your hair.
You would think.
I would think.
You would think, Dexter!
Man, you know nothing.
You
Dexter.
brought up a
It's
really
just a-
sore subject.
It's just a buzz.
Let me tell you.
It's just a buzz.
Just a buzz.
Yeah.
I agree, Dexter. How could you fuck it up? I don't know. Just buzz it. But they do. And I have to fix it. Most of the time.
You could give yourself this haircut.
Most of the time,
You just need someone to help you in the back.
I go and get my own trimmers and go over it again. Because they miss things.
I can
How
give
do
you a
you
haircut.
miss things?
I've given haircuts before.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna buy. I've gotten to the point where I'm just gonna. I haven't
Buy
done
a
it yet,
barber.
but I'm gonna buy my own and just do it
So,
myself.
I think you have glitter in your beard. Were you
That's
doing
right.
something with glitter?
That's what happens when they screw up.
Do you go get
you
a
do have
haircut?
glitter in your beard.
Oh, you know what? I had a wedding.
got shaved by a
I had
stripper.
a wedding favor. There was candy, and
Oh,
it had glitter.
Yeah, you do have glitter. It's all in your forehead too.
it's,
What's going on?
you know that glitter isn't a candy, right?
I think Boss was
Well,
glitter
boss
bomb.
takes care of that. We'll continue, but Gene Saul in the hospital is extremely nervous. The
Rocking
doctor
the
comes in,
stash.
pulls it. Well, oh yeah, he is.
Rocking that stash.
And he's waiting for a taxi cab. Then the
Very Hitchcock
nurse,
moment.
Yeah,
It reminded me of Hitchcock because it was black and white, and Hitchcock always had those moments. I remember in Psycho when the guy, private investigator.
hey, hold on. That moment.
Oh yeah, that's that part. But also, it made you nervous for Norman Bates because you thought he was going to get caught, and especially when the private investigator is going through the thing. It's like, oh look, here's her name right here, and they have that weird shot of Norman Bates like
Yeah.
looking, and it just looks so tense. Oh man,
Because you know what he's thinking too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to kill this guy now, maybe. You know what I mean?
Or
I'm gonna have
mother.
to act.
Mother will have to kill this
Is he
guy.
gonna act on this?
Crude girls with their girlish things. I won't have it, Norman. Mother, please. No, mother.
I like your Norman Bates. Mother, please. Anyway, the nurse is entering the license number, and she can't get. What did the social security number make sense? I thought it was like the way you said it. It was like too many numbers.
It's isn't
it like 3, 2, 4?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It should be 10 numbers, I believe. He says 5, 5. What did he say?
553 or something. Oh, 531, and then he gives 3 numbers, and then he gives another 4 or something. I thought and that's too many.
Okay, maybe
Anyway.
Maybe it's like something in like old movies and TV shows. Remember back in the day, every number was like 555, and every.
Oh yeah, maybe they don't want to accidentally use somebody's actual.
Yeah, so maybe the rule is, put 11 numbers because you never know. Some guy's gonna sue us.
That's a good point. Maybe they don't want to accidentally give somebody social security
And
number.
only stupid nerds like us who have to fucking nitpick every goddamn thing.
No, it's not even a nitpick. I was just
1, 2,
wondering.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Might be 10.
I don't know.
I wonder if there's a database of just like social security numbers that have never been used. You're allowed to use for fiction.
Art
and
de
other
Chico?
things. Sure.
The Coneheads.
The Muzak.
It's Coneheads.
The Muzak of social
Art
security
de Chico? Oh yeah, the Muzak. The Muzak of
These aren't
important
real.
legal documents. Anyway, it wasn't going through, and then you start to get really nervous for him because now he's going to get caught. I thought he was just going to run.
Because now he has to kill this nurse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. He pulls out a giant machete, and
Goes on a spree.
anyway, she's like, I guess, really tired or something, and she seems to be.
She's kind of like giddy.
She divulges a lot.
That
to
tired
him.
giddiness.
Yeah.
I thought she liked him somehow.
No,
They start dating.
once again, boss, misreading the signals.
Ah, damn it! Don't they like me?
Boss, you forgot you're a sociopath.
Yes.
You
Everyone
can't pick
likes
up
me.
on social cues, and
I
you don't
know.
even care for
Yeah.
them.
I just make up what they mean.
Then I
And
stab them.
Here's my theory about what's going on with this taxi.
So
Now-
he gets in the cab, and now this driver is eyeballing him, not listening, and he's got a isotopes freshener
Here's what I
dangling.
think. This
Now, go
cab
ahead.
guy, just out of pure coincidence, is from Albuquerque, and because Saul's face was everywhere, it's just very recognizable, and this
Maybe.
guy's just looking at him going, this guy looks so familiar. So he's not connecting the dots, but he knows he's seen his face on billboards.
But why wouldn't he say anything? He just
Yeah.
gives him the
Because
dagger eyes.
he's a cab driver.
was
They're
weird.
weird, man.
No,
They
but,
are weird.
but usually
But they
weird in a
usually
way where
talk.
they're talking
yes,
too much.
yes,
You don't
yes.
want them to talk.
They're weird, I agree, but exactly, they talk.
Yeah. Like you ever get like an Uber driver doesn't shut up
my
or
God.
something, you know?
I've never taken an Uber.
We used to take taxis all the time, and they would talk fucking forever about all this random shit.
And it didn't matter if they were what country they were from, if they were
Yeah.
from here, if they were from abroad, and you know whatever. I had a
you're
taxi
listening.
driver. Yeah, guys just talking in the cab. I'm in Atlantic City. I just want to go to another casino. And he's talking to me the whole time, and he's cutting people off. Other drivers are yelling at him. He's yelling at. It's madness. They don't shut up. This guy. Also, isn't this the guy from Out for Justice? Richie!
Is it?
I think it's that actor. I think I could tell from the eyes.
Just from the eyes
from
alone?
like the very
Honestly,
top of the bridge
he looks
up.
familiar with
I think
the
it was
eyes.
that guy.
For
He's
some
also
reason
in
to me,
the
too.
guy in The Rock when they're at the prison with trying to get Sean Connery to talk to Nicolas Cage.
Look that up, because if you recognize that, that's...
I'm telling you, I think it's him.
They are memorable eyes. I don't know why.
They're beautiful. Richie is crazy.
gorgeous eyes.
No, wait. Let's see. I'll look up The Rock first just to find the actor because I know he's in.
No,
there.
I don't think he's just a taxi driver, though. He's weird.
William Forsythe. I think.
So look up William Forsythe in Better Call Saul.
I wonder if he would even be credited.
His eyes are credited. William Forsythe's eyes.
And the cheekbones too. The cheekbones.
So, boss, you actually think that's going to be somewhat of importance?
I don't know. That's the impression I got, because I was like, man, this guy's weird. Why is he so fucking weird? That's all I was thinking.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's not the behavior of somebody who's just like, oh, I think I recognize this guy. Mm-hmm. This is the behavior of somebody who's like, I recognize this guy, and I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Maybe he just maybe it's like one of Saul's previous like clients, and
Exactly,
he lost a
yeah.
case.
Oh, that's good. It might not
think
be
so?
somebody. Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's just somebody he fucked over, not even like the cartel.
Yeah, it's just some random dude.
You slept with my wife.
Maybe it's one of those teenagers
Maybe
who had
it's-
sex with a dead body, but they're grown up.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
the very first episode.
maybe it's Kim's brother or something.
Kim
Maybe-
had a brother?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Kim.
Oh, remember
me? I went through a change.
Hi, Jimmy.
Mesa Verde.
I'm William Forsythe now.
Then they have this nice shot of the embers overimposed on the. Is it Kim's house or Jimmy's house?
Kim, I think.
Kim's house.
I don't know if he's in it.
I don't even know if it's a house. I always thought it was like an apartment.
I can't tell, but I feel like that's him.
Well, if you just go to cast and crew in the credits of IMDb for the
Looks
episode,
like
it'll tell you.
All right, let me. It does look like him, doesn't it? Let me see here. All right, Better Call Saul TV series.
So I'll just talk us through it. They get up from bed. They're tired because they just slept.
Well, I'm also looking at the credits here to see if Forsyth shows up. Guest starring Ed Begley Jr.
There's a paisley pattern on the pillow.
Isn't Ed Begley Jr. in it for like literally 2 seconds?
Yeah, he is. He just gives his condolences at the church.
Okay.
And so does the other rival attorney, the guy who was representing Sandpiper.
Yeah, the guy who looks like Pacino's long lost cousin.
He looks like Pacino's long lost cousin was also related to like Ron Silver or something.
Ron Silver, wow.
Right?
Is that guy still around?
No, he's dead, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right? You bastard.
Oh man,
Too soon.
spitting on his grave.
I still cry every time I see Time Cop. Anyway.
This episode, by the way, I felt had like the harshest line of the whole series.
Oh God,
When-
yeah. Ugh.
The line? What was the line?
Just what
At the
Jimmy
end.
says to
Oh, yeah.
Howard.
That's your cross to
Howard.
bear?
yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking
fuck-
about
that
the
was
line.
weird.
I was just thinking about the whole thing. Can we talk about that? 'Cause
Yeah.
True.
It was really chilling. Like, basically, you find out Chuck died. Jimmy finds out that Chuck died, and he's just kind of like in a stupor somewhat for the rest of the episode. And Kim is really helping him. That's her name, right? Kim?
Kim Wexler?
She's helping him, like, when Howard's calling about the obituary and all this kind of stuff. And, boy, Jimmy seems really like he's taking it very hard. And then at the end, Howard's like, "It's my fault. It's my fault. He killed himself, and it's because of me, because I pushed him out, because of this thing with the insurance company." And all of a sudden, Jimmy perks up. Insurance?
Yeah, that's the out he's been looking
And
for.
if we remember, last season, when Chuck and Jimmy were in the middle of, like, this war, basically, he goes to Gene Villapeak at the insurance company, and basically he's like, "Oh, my brother, he's sick, blah, 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 blah." And then he sparks them investigating and raising the rates and all this kind of, which leads to Howard pushing Chuck out, and then Chuck having the meltdown. And then Jimmy's all fucking happy about it.
Yeah, goes to feed the fish.
psycho.
I'm still trying to figure out the metaphor of the
Why,
fish.
though?
Because
Why is
he
he so
realized
happy?
that Chuck killed himself because of him.
Yeah, even though he's just putting the blame on.
But why does he want that?
He doesn't want to feel the guilt. He doesn't want the guilt of thinking he was responsible for his brother going nuts.
Oh, you think that was it? I thought he was like, "Oh, good. It's because of me that he did this. Fuck him."
No, no,
That
no,
was
that's
my
what I-
initial
that's what I
thought.
got from
because
it,
if you
yeah.
think about Chuck,
Oh,
remember
no,
last season, Chuck even was like, Jimmy, you've never
did you
really,
think,
you've never
Oxnard?
really mattered that much to me.
I thought Jimmy
that kind of stuff.
Jimmy was trying to hurt Chuck, but he never thought Chuck would like die, or he never thought that death would be the end of that.
No, he didn't
battle.
think that at the time.
Yeah,
But
but
then upon learning that he probably committed suicide because
of what he did,
of
and
what
so
he did.
he
Also,
felt-
it's kind of a 2-for-1 because his action caused Howard
Yeah.
to push Chuck out, and now Howard is also distressed by it.
But now Jimmy says, "Oh, Howard is willing to take all the blame," and he just psychologically puts it on him. And
So you think it's a defense mechanism?
it's definitely a
not that
defense
he's
mechanism.
actively enjoying it.
No, he's enjoying it because now the weight is off his shoulders. He
Oh,
felt
okay,
guilty
he's enjoying it in that way.
the whole time. No, it wasn't out of
Oh.
a place of malice. I don't think he's.
See, that's how it came across to me.
No, well, Jimmy's becomes a bad person, but he's not. I don't think he's like an evil mastermind.
I don't know. No, I agree. I don't think he's an evil mastermind, but I'm just saying, you could be. I totally get where you're coming from.
Right.
I'm just saying and I think Boss's initial reaction to it,
Right.
our first reaction to that scene was that
I got you.
he was happy that he was basically the cause
Right.
of all his misfortune, and that
Right,
gave
right.
him pleasure.
Yeah, I found
But
that
what you're saying makes complete sense.
he's happy because now Howard's the one who's going to bear that cross.
Right. And that makes total sense. Like, it's like the weight's lifted off his shoulders, put right onto Howard's. He can kind of move on with his life.
So he doesn't think that's his fault now, just because of that?
Well,
does-
I think he can also, people lie to themselves all the time about stuff,
It's obviously his fault.
Hey, Howard was there to boot him out. And I love how, if you go back and watch season 1, your immediate reaction to Howard is like, who's this douchebag? I hate this guy. And now it's like, I feel so bad for this guy.
I love
care
Howard.
about
I
him.
always loved Howard because I loved not liking him.
Yeah.
And I just thought that actor just does such a fantastic job of playing that guy. It's
Yeah.
like he's like his mannerisms, the inflection of his voice. And
was in
how
something
he
I
says
saw
things is
recently.
just fantastic.
Some older movie. I forget what it was now.
He was in a Star Trek Voyager episode. That's the only other thing I've ever seen him in. I think it was a Voyager episode.
Okay.
And it was like this planet where. Yeah, it was definitely Voyager because I think they trick Harry Reid
Where women
into
have
coming
balls.
like Harry.
Where people talk like
you're
this.
not actually human. You're a part. You're one of us. You were lost from an expedition shuttle like so long ago, and now you've returned home and whatever. And then Howard's there, and he's like, "Yeah, man," and he's surrounded by women, and like they basically like give you like, "Oh, what a fantastic life you'll have here now." But then it turns out that they trick you. It's a lie, and they
They
like
eat
suck
you?
your life force. Yeah.
To serve man.
Yeah, something like that. And then Howard is like sucked dry by these she-devils.
Everything rips off the Twilight
But it was
Zone,
really
man.
funny. I couldn't believe it. I recognized him in there. Anyway. But, Mike, what about Mike in this episode?
Well, Mike's awesome. We'll get to him.
End of that? Oh, okay. I don't know what else to say about the Jimmy
Well, I
and
have a
stuff
theory.
because it's... All right.
Kim, I believe, based on what I'm seeing here, she's been in an accident. Obviously,
yeah.
she's getting some prescription meds. And apparently she loves just chugging tequila while on these meds.
Well, she's not just arbitrarily doing it. She's like, come on, Jimmy, like, let's have a shot. We need to have a drink.
How do you think
to
it
loosen
starts?
up a little bit after Chuck's death.
And I did know she kind of poured herself a little bit more for herself than for
Well,
Jimmy.
she had 2 shots, and Jimmy didn't touch it, but he doesn't even move.
He has one.
He did have one,
Yeah.
He has one.
and then he just sits there awake as she passes out drunk and on pain medicine.
Yeah. So that's how she's going to die. That's my
Well, we were
prediction.
talking about that. Maybe she becomes addicted to pills.
Becomes a pillhead. And this is during that time. Wasn't this during the time when, like, methamphetamines became... Not methamphetamines, like oxycodone and all this stuff.
Oh, it's possible. Was this when like Rush Limbaugh
The good
was
stuff, you
addicted to it and everything, like that kind of
If you-
that scandal?
There was actually a graph online, if you look it up. Since the introduction of those pain medicines, the alcohol drinking in this country has gone up and up, as well as the pain, and more deaths are like
I mean, well, it's an epidemic.
It's becoming an
insane
epidemic.
right
It's kinda
now.
weird.
It's insane.
and no one really talks about it. And alcohol is like in every commercial.
Well, that's right, because they're so commonly prescribed. I mean, you have
Alcohol?
Any kind of, no, the opioids.
Sir, what you need is more
This is-
alcohol.
Get plenty of fluids. Hands me up.
It's 1931. I forgot. We're in the throes of prohibition. You
How
need-
many cigarettes are you smoking a day, sir?
Here, take
Not
a carton.
enough.
Take a carton of Lucky Strikes, and I'm prescribing you bathtub gin right now.
Made it
Go get a
myself.
steak. Dr.
Dr. McGillicuddy's Feel Good Juice.
I'm
Coming
on
up.
it 24/7.
Make sure you eat your steak after 12 p.m.
Have 2 steaks.
Right. I am.
You need your strength.
Steak and donut sandwich,
you
please.
need to eat a big hearty meal before this surgery tomorrow morning.
Would you like a glass of water?
You
Fuck
need your
no.
strength.
Fish have sex in water. Why would I drink that? All right, so now we get the mic.
Mike is with his granddaughter.
Did we ever decide?
Who's 30 now?
Is that a German last name?
He's really
What's
old.
that now? That's all I can hear. Is it
He's Austrian.
The daughter got really old.
The daughter did age terribly. I might add.
She's a little girl.
She looks awful. No,
My God.
a little girl shouldn't have crow's feet
What if she's listening right now?
and wrinkles.
She's gonna be scarred
just kidding.
tonight.
No, I'm just kidding. She's wonderful. I'm sure.
God.
Nothing. A little plastic surgery, a little lift here, a little tuck there. Can't
Yeah.
cure.
Another Hollywood child.
Yeah, my big complaint
Hollywood
about the
child.
scene that she's in, aside from how old she looks, is this hose system that they've concocted that I think
those-
was from a previous episode
It
with
was
Mike.
from yeah.
But they're flooding the plants.
Yeah, this is
Too much
A
water.
little bit of overwatering.
well, you should flood them. That's how you're supposed to water. You're supposed to
Is
flood
it?
and then let
I'm
them.
outraged.
You're supposed to flood them and let them get dry and then flood them again.
Flood
Okay.
them.
Yeah,
Didn't
because
realize
for
that.
flowers.
from I think most.
It
things.
just seemed like a lot.
I mean, I'm probably wrong, but I thought most things are supposed to do that because they get like a good drink and then they get to dry out the roots. Because you
Right.
keep watering consistently, then the roots get.
I will take your word for it because you just gave
Rock.
me a mighty harvest of kale.
Yes.
So and
Yeah,
it
don't
looks
worry.
it looks
when,
fine.
once you start cooking it, it'll reduce to like the size of your thumb.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We put like 2 bags of spinach in my Dutch oven, and we just let it steam for a little. You open it up, it's like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
It's like nothing.
I know. I love
2
I know.
giant bags
I'll
of
put a
spinach
whole.
disappear.
I know. I put like a gigantic amount of spinach on the. I do the same thing. I'm like, where did it go? It just shrivels up to nothing. But there's a new program that we've started in STS called Boss's Yard to Table. It's delicious.
Yes, use the promo code Dirty Diapers for some reason, and
Who
receive.
came up with this?
I don't know.
I blame Shane.
Stupid Shane. Yeah. So Mike last season met up with Lydia.
Yes.
She says, "Hey, we're going to give you, you know."
You know what I recognized her in? that I was blown away. The movie A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger and Alan Tudyk
I haven't
and
seen
King Robert Baratheon.
Oh, really?
And also Rufus Sewell is in it. He plays the villain, of course.
And he is known for...
Dark City.
Okay.
He's in Man in the High Castle or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, you've seen him. He's got.
I've seen him.
You know exactly who he is.
I'm not good with
he's
names,
a fucking
bro.
badass actor, man. You know Dark City? Boss,
Yeah.
you gotta watch this movie. We were talking about
I know.
this.
I keep forgetting to look it up.
Yeah, I got the DVD.
I got the Blu-ray.
Oh, do you?
No.
Oh, I got the
Pissed
regular
off
DVD.
because I've watched 2 seasons of The Expanse and love it, but now I can't get season 3.
Isn't it not on Prime?
Nope.
I'm pretty
Huh?
sure there isn't season 3 yet. I think it was canceled
There's
after
a
season
full season 3.
2. You sure?
Yes.
Is there?
Are you positive?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I gotta finish season.
They have like the last 5 episodes
2,
of
I
that season on Sci-Fi, but I need to watch the other 9 or 8.
Yeah, I didn't. Don't say. I read the first book and I gotta watch the second season.
Fucking love that show, man. It's
good, right?
So fucking good.
I
book
told you
is
to
really
watch
good.
it.
It was just what happened to me, Oxnard, was I watched the first, tried watching the first 2,
Tell
and I
him
got
what
really
happened.
bored
Tell-
the first
tell him what
time.
happened.
I don't know, made me fall asleep.
You didn't.
It was a
like-
little complicated for me, but then once I pressed through it the second time around, then it got good.
Okay.
No,
That's my excuse.
You didn't like the.
Season 3 just ended because it premiered.
There's just a
April
lot
11th.
of things
No,
I
but
didn't
you
know
like
about
Tom
at
Jane,
once.
like where Tom Jane is, like the what do they call those folks? The people that grow up.
Like the little dogs like
Not
me.
spacers,
Belters?
belters.
Yeah, they have fucking weird accents though.
No, but they didn't really in the
It's
show. They
annoying
didn't really
after a
get
while.
into like how they are very like their bodies grow very strangely because they're in lower gravity.
Yeah.
So a lot of them like unless you have like a lot of money, you have like a lot of like joint problems, and you're very like stretched out, like elongated and
Yeah.
everything like that. They don't really like get into that as much in the show. But you know the guys, it's 2 guys who wrote all these books. And I know one of them was like an assistant or whatever, worked for George R.R. Martin. So you know it's like comes from like good
Maybe we should
stock,
talk about that show.
so to speak.
Talk about
And
that.
we gotta do the Terror.
You should. It's fucking awesome.
Got to do the Terror too.
A lot of stuff to do. Anyway,
We'll do it all
first
tonight.
let's finish this conversation. Mike
So-
Ehrmantraut,
Howard-
Oxnard was going.
Howard writes this long eulogy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy doesn't even give a shit. Doesn't want to hear it.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. I'm just gives
Doesn't
a
mention
story.
Jimmy at all in the eulogy. I guess doesn't need
Well, I kept waiting for that.
Right.
I kept waiting, and
It
he
doesn't say he has
survived by
brothers?
his brother Jimmy, and I kept waiting. But then I was like, oh wow, he just like puts the phone down and walks away. Then Kim's got to bust out that tequila.
Tequila.
What were you saying though about Ehrmantraut?
I was just last season he met up with Lydia and she gave him like that fake job title so that he's part of the company.
Yeah.
That was the best part of this episode.
Don't
Was
you-
him at that place.
So well done.
They have that new
fucking
show
awesome.
now with Ron Swanson. What's that guy's the actor?
Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler. They do the same. It's called Making It.
Yeah,
it just
I
came
watched
out.
Oh,
that
yeah?
episode.
Oh, I didn't even hear about
It's
that.
on Thursday. I forget, but it's pretty good. And then
It's
I think
okay.
this week they're doing like something with miniatures. So I was like, oh, that looks.
Oh.
They're gonna make a terrarium boss.
Whoa!
Like,
Oh, so it's like
a terrarium,
You remember
you
the Great
say?
British Baking Show?
Oh,
Yeah.
Same
how
exact
I
kind of thing. You have
love
these people
terrariums.
every week. They do a project,
For Dungeons
and then they have to decide
Dragons.
one person leaves.
Oh wow.
And every week is like a theme, and it's all like arts and crafts kind of stuff.
Wonderful.
yeah. Well, you know, he's like a legit woodworker.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
first of all, when Mike goes into the
warehouse.
warehouse, I thought it was awesome. I was like,
I love how they did it because first you don't know. Wait, what the fuck
Who
is
the
he
fuck
doing?
is this guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Dude.
no, and also I'm like, Mike, are you messing up? Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Like, you're gonna give yourself away, and then at the end you're realizing, oh, he's literally doing the job.
Yeah. I didn't realize until
And
the very
not
end.
only that, he's perfect at the job.
He
knows all
nails
the
it.
rules.
I thought he was looking for something.
He was a little too
To
good, though.
take.
They don't like that when you point out all
Oh,
the
look, I didn't
problems
even
at
give a
once.
shit.
I know.
But I thought both scenes were awesome where he calls up, because it all comes together. He calls up, like, information, trying to find some guy, and you're like, well, what's he up to? And then, like, they cut to a guy fixing his kid's bike, and you think, who's this, like, Walter
At first I
White
thought-
type of guy?
At first,
Nerd.
I thought it was a flashback to when Mike was a younger man,
Oh.
and that was his son, Matty or whatever.
Oh, that was his...
Oh, I had no idea what that was.
But then he pulled out the cell phone and he got into a modern car. I was like, okay, no, this is something else.
Yeah,
it
but
didn't
it
remind me
looked
of Walter
like
White.
yeah, exactly. And then you realize he's missing something, and then you see, Mike stole this guy's badge. What's he stealing now from these? And then what I was gonna say was, first off, I think Bruce Lee could totally beat Muhammad Ali. I don't know about you. Bruce Lee has the speed, and you don't
I think so,
realize
too.
that he has he's so powerful.
Right.
Like, he can do that 1-inch chest punch that, like, people said it's like felt like they got hit by a car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just because he weighs 120 pounds, it's all muscle. He's got the speed and he's got super strength. I think he could.
Yeah,
Now, Muhammad Ali is
I
like the
think so, too.
greatest boxer, one of certainly, if not the greatest boxer, heavyweight boxer ever. But I think Bruce Lee, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
What? You don't agree?
I don't know. I don't know enough about fighting. I feel like weight is a big factor in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but but Bruce Lee, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, man.
Yeah, that's what they say in fairy tales for children, but I think
Also,
when
it's
push
true.
comes to shove. I don't know.
Well, Andre the Giant was undefeated. Was he
That's
not?
true. I don't know. Was he?
I don't know. For a while, anyway, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, I love that scene, and I was talking about that Amy Poehler show because I would love to see a show with the actor of Mike in a similar thing where he just goes to like different businesses or something and just does and knows exactly what he's doing without any training and does it better than anyone's ever imagined.
Oh my God. People lose their jobs after the end of the show. Some fucking actor just came in and did
That's
your
what you
job.
need, man. In a warehouse, it's true. You need back support, you need gloves, you need to follow these rules because one little mishap and someone gets fucking hurt and killed.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, it's a huge lawsuit. You can't have that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go on with the ongoing
She's
saga.
probably going to be pissed, though, when she finds out he's doing that, right? I would assume.
Maybe, just because she's, I don't know, she's annoyed about
She is
everything.
hyper. She's so wound
Hyper
up.
annoyed.
Yeah.
Panties at a twist at all times. And she loves Nazi boys.
She does.
Yeah.
She's all about that Todd.
But that Todd
That
Nazi
Meth
boy.
Damon guy, as he's known on the interweb.
The ongoing saga of
Yeah.
Nacho and his
Meth
pills. Dexter.
Oh my God, we were joking around about
pills!
this. I was laughing so hard. We were texting about this before.
I was saying-
It's like he can't get rid of these fucking pills, and then when he finally does get rid of them, he's caught anyway.
Yeah, he's being watched.
This is what I was thinking. I was like,
Hilarious.
okay, he turned around. Just chuck him into the darkness. No one's going to hear him.
Well, Fring, I think, knows all, sees all.
But just chuck him into the darkness. There's
You know what?
It's dark
Fring's
around
guy
this
is probably
place.
watching him right now.
That's true.
Maybe.
Probably is.
That's why.
And that's
Fring-
the guy that Fring kills, isn't it? In
That's the one
Breaking
he's-
Bad.
the
that
box
when
cutter,
yeah,
and
the
he
box
pulls back
cutter.
his neck.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
or maybe he didn't even call that guy Don Julio or whatever. Maybe he called his.
He might have
yeah.
been calling.
Maybe
That's
he
a
called
good
his henchman.
point. Maybe saying, "Hey, you got to follow Nacho," because he's
Right,
very
yeah.
suspicious of him the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an excellent point, boss.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he
Well,
didn't
he's
call
cool.
Don Julio or whatever his name. What's
And
his name?
that's why I
Don what?
think Mike and him team up so well because if you think of Gustav Fring, like, he's running Pollos Hermanos, but even though he's doing all this drug stuff, he's still in the restaurant doing every minor
By the
detail.
book.
By the book.
Absolutely.
And Mike has the same thing because he knows if this warehouse is run... He was saying, like, there's shipping labels not being shredded. There's all this stuff... like there's-
Passwords unposted.
Yeah, there's blind spots in
blind
the
spots
cameras.
on the north side and the west.
Yeah, and I'm getting money from... I'm getting illegal money from this company, and if they fuck up, it's going to come back to me. This place needs to be run by the book.
And all because he just sat on his butt watching TV. Well, he's got a check for $10,000 something. Pissed me off. I'd be like, man, I want that. I need a check with that amount on it.
Well, we need to get into the drug trade. I have
Apparently.
an idea, and I'm announcing it
No
publicly
qualms.
here on YouTube. I made up a new drug. Oxnarcone.
Oxnarcone.
Yeah,
Ooh, I like it. What's it do?
How do you take it?
I don't know.
It's a suppository, I think.
I just mix a bunch of laxatives together.
And
Hope
an
for the
enema. Shoot laxatives into your ass. It's an ironic twist.
Oxycone.
Tired of taking laxatives orally? Now, was the guy with the annoying hairdo at this meeting with Fring and Nacho and Fring's, other partner? I thought that Nacho was like that guy's boss, and it turns out like, oh no, he's like he was Tuco's guy, and he started working for. I guess the annoying hairdo guy was always with Salamanca, the elder
Yeah.
Salamanca. I don't know.
Nacho
I didn't
was
realize.
always-
I thought annoying hairdo guy took orders from Nacho.
No, Nacho, remember, he was the kind of guy he would help sometimes, but then stop, and then when they wanted to force the business onto his dad...
Oh yeah, no, that's why he came up with this whole plan of like, I got to stop this.
Yeah.
Salamanca's fucking crazy. He's gonna get my father killed.
I always thought Nacho was just a lower tier...
I thought he was. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was lower, but I thought he was like basically like the old man Salamanca's like essentially number 2 guy because he does all the work and he tells other guys like kick that guy's ass. You know what I mean? Track this guy down, whatever. But I don't know. It's like the whole dynamic is different because he's so worked up. Oh.
Yeah, so maybe that was the case, and now, the dynamic changed. Now there's all this cornmeal in the background. You don't know what to do with
Fring
it.
is very nervous around the cornmeal.
Do not breathe.
I thought it was such a good scene when they were talking, Fring and his partner there or whatever, and it brings the dia. Like how he said the initials.
Yeah.
Dia.
Yeah, anger leads to suffering. Suffering leads to hate.
Yeah, it was like Yoda for drug
hate
dealers.
leads to the DEA.
La dia. La dia.
Yes. Yes, Annie. Meth we shall make.
Maybe you will.
Yes, snort it up my butt I will.
Collect you, I will. Collect, I must. Then Nacho, man, I'm telling you, it's like it's pathetic. These pills.
Just dump
We've had 2 seasons of
Dump it.
pill anxiety.
Just dump it around.
My God, he could have
Throw it
Shawshanked
out while
it.
he's driving.
He could have Shawshanked it all over the place. You know what I mean? Drop him down like a little hole in his pocket, and they come out the bottom of his pants.
Yeah, man.
As he walks around the entire city.
So he has to do this elaborate,
Yeah.
choreographed
Madness.
dropping
Stand
thing.
there.
Madness. Then he's on the most open spot you could be.
Yeah.
You can see him from miles around.
Go to a public restroom, down the toilet. Boom.
Seriously.
You could have done it in Puerto
You could even
Hermanos.
say, like, set up, oh, I gotta take a shit. My stomach's killing
Yeah,
me.
goose-
Oh, I don't feel good.
Fring, I have
Then
to
just
use the
dump
toilet. Can I go in there?
See?
It's like the most elaborate
Done.
thing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever knows. What's he gonna do? Stop that toilet water. Open the pipes. Oh, what do we have here?
Check the toilet cams. Fring, I thought you stopped doing that.
Oh.
I want to see my chicken coming out as well as going
How many
in.
businesses do you think I have, huh? Just the one?
Toilet cam is a huge business on the dark net. Yeah, so
It would be
there's
funny if
this guy.
he's, like, logging the wrong things down, though, this guy. It'd be funny, he's watching him and he goes and he picks up his phone, he's playing Angry Birds or something. Oh, damn. I love seeing that guy, and so I think it's like the second or maybe even third time we've seen him in this series, and I just think, wow, this poor guy. He's working hard.
Yeah.
He's pulling an all-nighter here for what? So that Fring can arbitrarily kill him to prove a point to Walter White.
Yeah, that's how important Walter White
Yet
was.
another dick move by Walter. It just drives that home even more.
No, Walter was a saint. A saint. I'll be damned to hear otherwise.
There was a thing where he was on Conan or something.
Oh, they had
like
the full
Comic-Con
cast
and
during
stuff.
Comic-Con,
Yeah, and Bryan Cranston. There were 2 funny things. One was you find out there was a video promoting a charity where Jesse is on the lot of a studio, and he's got the camper behind him, and he's like, "Win you can win. You can bid to win a chance to cook breakfast with me right here in the camper from the show. We'll hang out, blah blah blah." And he goes in the camper, and Bryan Cranston's been living in there.
Oh, really?
And it's
Yes.
it's really funny.
It's
and he's
hilarious.
been like shitting in a bucket, and then you see next to the bucket is one of his Emmys, and it's being used to hold a roll of toilet paper.
Good. Now, is
And
that a
all they
Conan
want
clip?
is for the show to come back. But Bryan Cranston said that he doesn't think that Walter White's actually dead.
Yeah, what if he had done something like he made some concoction that like faked his death and he's gonna like come back later? I can see him doing something like
Or
like that.
even when they find him, he didn't actually die. He just kind of
It's tired.
passed out. Or like.
like the end of The
what would be amazing
Sopranos.
if it's like they bring an episode back and it starts with the exact ending.
Like in The
You know,
Sopranos,
like-
do you think Tony died?
Yeah, definitely.
See, I don't think he died.
No?
I think what happened is you're so anxious during those last moments, and then when it cuts to black, it's just to hit home the fact that, like, yeah, in this line of work and what he does, he's always going to have that anxiety. It's never going to go away. He's constantly going to be looking around. So that's just his life. And so I
good.
think that's what it's trying to say.
Yeah.
It can go either way, but I
It
kinda,
could. I like what you're saying. I think it's to me. I think it's like the obvious decision, like thought process is that he was killed.
Yeah.
But that might be
But I
like
think he's just
too
always that-
obvious.
that
That might be
paranoid
like
guy.
you know what I mean. I like yours. Yours is more nuanced.
No, I like the nuance.
You're all about this guy. Like, what the fucking nuance over here? You kidding me?
My mother
Out of sight.
making a sauce.
Anyway, what else?
Well, we got
Hedberg.
questions in the hat. So
Should I go to the hat?
sure, ask a question.
Oh God.
I have other questions I got to put in
So I have a question though. How did Mike
hang on
make
to this
his own ID?
No, he stole
we
it
just
from the
saw
guy.
that he stole it from that guy.
So it's just that guy's face?
Yeah, well, he stole it from a guy who looked the most like him from like.
That's what. Like when
okay.
Mike,
I never got
you see
that.
the scene
Yeah.
where Mike is watching TV and he's sitting
Right.
there and he's like uneasy because the check's over there and he's like, and he picks up the phone and he's like calling information and he's
Right,
asking
yeah.
for an address. So you realize then it was that guy's house he was asking about.
Do you need IDs, picture IDs at work?
I don't. Well,
I
I have one.
haven't used one for
Oh, okay.
like over a year.
I have
And-
noticed,
and
like-
sometimes there's a security guard that doesn't know me, and I was like, I'm on the website.
Here's my picture.
Oh, you know who I am? Look at the website.
No, but I've seen like identity cards and stuff, and if someone had like a different face on there, unless they're like a different color, or it's another race,
Yeah.
I guarantee I wouldn't even notice.
Or like outrageously like large, like a huge head of hair,
like
like
sunglasses.
Bob Ross levels of hair,
Yes.
and then you're a bald guy.
And then
You know
I
what
would
I
just
mean?
think it's like a joke, like, oh, it's joke card day at work, haha.
Joke card. You're the worst security guard ever. Oh, it must be. Oh, this doesn't look anything like you. It must be joke card day.
Yeah.
That's your way you
On
would
your
go
way.
with. Then the guy walks in with a big crossbow.
Oh, good thing I'm not a security
Good
guard.
lord, I'll say.
I was upset I didn't get to see what pastries were in that giant box because I imagine it was something delicious.
I think it was all donuts. He took a donut out.
Yeah, but what kind
Nah,
of donuts?
but you're assuming it was all donuts.
It's gotta be. When
maybe
you
there's
get
a
donuts, you
cruller
get
in
all
there.
donuts.
Maybe an eclair.
No way. If the best donut
An electronic
place
Claire.
doesn't also make other stuff, makes donuts.
Wait, is this a quick question or?
No.
Oh god.
You are the president.
Oh, no.
During a State of the Union speech, you are hit with diarrhea and must leave. You haven't shit yourself, just have to go bad. What's your move? I probably cut
Did
the
I write
speech
that?
short. Yeah. This is not a. This is a very uncharacteristic question for Oxnard. I feel like, 'cause
I don't
it's-
remember where
he
I
doesn't
even-
really talk about diarrhea.
As opposed to you guys who talk about it 24/7.
Absolutely. What do I do? First of all, I'm the president. I would say
It's the State of the Union. Like the cameras are live.
yeah.
You're at the
I'd
desk.
cut the speech short.
How?
It's live.
I'd figure it out. I don't know what are my talking points.
Look, the
You
State
could
of the
probably just go.
The Union is in a state that's great.
Nobody's smelling you when you're doing
No,
the
but
State of
the
the
Speaker
Union.
of the House and the Vice President are right behind you. They're gonna be looking. Oh my God!
They just start vomiting.
Plus, especially depending, like if you don't have if your party doesn't control the House, also if it's like the other party, they might call you out, Speaker.
Hey, President shit
Like imagine if Obama
I
did
was
it.
really worried about
like
that.
Paul Ryan says, Obama shit his pants.
I was really worried about that. I'd be wearing diapers to the State of the Union.
But it hits you suddenly without warning.
But see, I don't think it would.
Well, what did you eat
I'm
before
pretty
you had the
regular.
State of the Union?
Well, if you're Trump, you're having a lot of McDonald's, aren't you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I
He'll
feel like
never
he's.
have diarrhea.
I feel like he's so used to eating that food, he doesn't have diarrhea.
He's just made of Big Macs.
Yeah, his shit is just like
Just a soft serve.
shakes, just hot snakes all the time.
All right. Well,
Well, this took a turn.
solid first episode for Saul. Glad it's back.
Went from diarrhea, then he said solid first episode. You see that? Now
Yeah.
that's all I can think about is poop. Oh no, it was a very good episode. I was right away. It was like suspenseful. Then it was sad. You know what I mean? You felt like how's Jimmy
And
going to
you were
react?
happy.
And then
Anna was
I'll
glum.
describe every emotion I was feeling. No, then you were just sitting back and enjoying the coolness of Mike and the awesome jazz.
See, this is important.
song
They're
that
not
was
taking the
playing.
labels off these boxes. That tells you people's names and their addresses.
and not
101.
shredding memo. It's true.
You gotta. This is 101, dude. This place is
look at very sloppy
gonna burn to the ground. This place.
I kept waiting for like the battery in his little golf cart to die because he was driving around so much. Meanwhile, he's not wearing his hard hat.
He's not moving
Well, it might not
about.
be a hard hat area. That's the thing.
Oh, maybe not.
My favorite part is how these people have no idea who he is. Just follow him. Just listen to what.
Well, it kind of goes to the psychology of people. If you act like you're in a position of authority,
social engineering.
you know
That's what
I
it
mean?
is. And he has
Also,
a
he's
vest.
he's an older guy too, and he has a kind of a strong command of the language and a confidence.
Now I'm
of the
just looking
language
at
that he's
everyone's
using.
picture. That looks like him if he was younger. Or
Yeah, if
something.
you just look at it, it does kind of just look like him. Stop what you're doing. See, because he speaks with such confidence,
But
and
I
the
don't
other
think-
guy doesn't.
Here's the thing, though. He can't smile, and the picture's smiling on his badge.
That's true. He's
Yeah,
a
but
man
that
who smiled.
he's not even looking at the badge though. Forget the badge. Badge is pointless. You just know that there is a badge. You don't actually look at like the details of it. You know what I mean? Like when in that situation, he doesn't like draw attention to it or anything like that. Everyone's got one. You know what I mean? So it just becomes like second nature to you if you're that employee, that like lower level employee. There was a cool video on YouTube that I saw about talking about There Will Be Blood and the power of voice, and how like Daniel Plainview's character, like that's his like kind of superpower in that, like the command, and then it's this battle of voice control between Daniel Plainview and the preacher, Paul Dano's character, Eli, and it was just really fascinating how the psychology of that. It was really good. I don't remember who it was by, but you can I'm sure you can find it if you can like Google that stuff. But Mike uses that
drainage, Eli, and see it says mad. He's mad in the background. See,
nice.
Vince Gilligan's a genius. VINCE.
Oh, thanks,
Gilligan.
Oh man, how you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, Mike's kind of a tough guy.
Yeah, he says. I think he said that. Like people give him all the credit, but he says Peter Gould should also get like as equal credit because he writes like a ton of the shit too.
He wrote this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Gould's awesome, and then he's the co-creator of this with Vince Gilligan. I wonder what he sounds like. I imagine him talking like, right, for this episode, here we are. Well, I want Jimmy to be going through his absolute hell right now.
Is it in the budget?
Oh, fuck off!
Do not say the B word around me.
If you notice, they play the piano song that Chuck is playing.
Truly sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, that's it for Eddie Bagley Jr.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he's going to be in more. Like, more stuff is going to be happening with Massive Verde.
I'm sure
right?
Michael McKean probably.
And who's
be
this
in...
blonde? Was she someone?
I don't know.
No idea.
It's just kind of, you just assume she's
A lawyer.
like somebody in the legal community. Same thing with this other guy that follows the woman that we don't recognize, because they introduce the two like important lawyer people that we know, and then those two follow. So I guess you can assume. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Oxnard, you had mentioned we were talking about the tequila bottle when we were texting about this episode earlier. That always comes up around death, that bottle.
Well, that's the same brand of tequila that Fring brought to Mexico that he put the poison in. And he
Is
killed.
it?
Yeah, it's that fancy weird bottle with that weird
I
cactus
forgot.
flower. It's also the bottle that Jimmy... It's the same bottle, I think. Then Jimmy brought it to celebrate, but Kim had to go, and that's when she had her
accident.
accident.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
every time you see that bottle, it's like something bad's going to happen. So when she's like drinking from there, and she's in painkills, I'm like, she's
Yeah,
gonna
that
die.
doesn't bode well. Oh, yeah, maybe a little
dead.
foreshadowing.
She did.
She did.
Kimmy dead.
Give me... Ain't nobody got time for that.
Kimmy gonna die.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like the oranges in Godfather. Orange,
right.
Oranges always mean death. I don't know why.
It just is.
You're spilling it.
Oh, that's true, because he gets shot at the fruit market, and the oranges drop, and Fredo is there fumbling with his pistol. Papa! Papa! And then
Fredo.
the famous scene when he's got, he's making himself like a monster with his grandkid, little Anthony there. And
You're spilling it.
and he's like, oh, he's a monster. The orange peel, yeah. Interesting. Well, that was also another interesting thing I was watching. Francis Ford Coppola talking about Marlon Brando and how he got the role, how he was able to get Marlon Brando to do The Godfather, because the studio absolutely did not want him to be involved in the picture at all.
Really? Why?
Because he was a fucking pain in the ass. And
Okay.
the president, I guess, of Paramount at the time was like, absolutely not. If you watch the video, it's pretty funny. Francis Ford Coppola tells the story really well. He's like, no, you don't even mention his name. I don't want to hear it. He is under no circumstances will appear in this picture. That's it. And then they talk about then when they went to do like a screen test at his house, they had to agree to all these different parameters in order to allow Marlon Brando to appear in the picture. And they go to his house and what he was like there. It's really funny. I recommend that people look that up.
He was an odd duck.
It was really funny because he was just like, not like he talks about how he was like acting. It was like amazing to see him transform from this guy who had long blonde hair when they were there into the Godfather, like right before their eyes. And he put tissues in his mouth.
Yeah, well, what the dentists use when they put it in between your gums and lip.
Well, when he's telling the story, they were at Marlon Brando's house. So
Yeah.
he puts his hair up, and then he puts like shoe polish in there, and Francis Ford Coppola brought like some little cigars, he brought like some salami, he brought like all these little things. So like his like props, you know what I mean, for him to like kind of play with. And then and then he just starts to like slowly like transform himself, and he puts like Kleenex in his cheeks like jowly, and then he starts like acting like, but he's not saying anything. He's just going, and then the phone rings, and he picks up the phone. He's going like, like I'm not saying anything. He's like, I don't know who's on the other end of the phone, but he's just going, and he's just like making Godfather sounds.
Your pizza's here,
hilarious.
sir? I'm just looking for the address. Hello?
He talks a little about Apocalypse Now, too. It was funny. It's an interesting video.
Yeah, so I had paused it here because when I was watching this on demand, it said 2 hours, and it was only an hour.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why the fuck it said 2 hours.
It's because they included that other show, Lodge 49, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they said it... Oh, because in the first commercial break of that show are clips from the next episode.
From the season.
Or from the season.
Here's, like, clips from the coming season. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
They're just trying to push that new show,
Yeah.
which I don't even... What is it? Like, he joins a lodge and they pretend...
I think I saw in the credits that Paul Giamatti, like, produced it, and it's like he joins a lodge, and apparently he was, like, the king of this lodge.
But is it like Don Quixote, where these people pretend they're in medieval times? That's the feeling I got, like they're going to pretend... And like
I have honestly, I have no idea. Had
stuff.
No interest. Maybe it's a good show. I don't know. Had no interest.
All right,
but yeah, but this was a man. This show's so good. Like we've said it every time. It's the writing is so solid.
Oh, it's the Alien movie. Yeah. So awesome.
Awesome blossom.
That was Smoke, season 4 premiere. Saul.
Can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
How many episodes? 10 this season?
Usually 10.
Right. Usually.
Yeah. And I think there's a season where it's going to be similar to season 4 Breaking Bad. That was like everything culminated with Gustav Fring being killed.
Yeah.
And you find that he poisoned Brock. All this crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
That was either 3 or 4. I forget. I did remember one season.
No, I think it was 4.
It broke in the middle, and they took a long break.
I think it was 4, and then there were 6 total, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think at the end of season 4 is when Fring explodes.
Okay. And then season 5, it almost felt like a whole new show because that whole thing is over, and now they're dealing with the Nazis.
Right. And then they start the pest control business, I think, right?
Yeah,
Where they start cooking in people's houses.
Yeah, they coat the houses, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Cool.
That's it. I guess for
Let
now.
us know what you thought.
You don't have
Leave
to.
a comment. Questions.
Boss, what did you think?
Follow us on Discord.
Yeah, we're still getting new people on Discord.
Discord. I
There
keep
you have the
forgetting
link
about that.
somehow, right?
I get updates in my email. Says, this is what you missed on
Is
Discord.
there a link somewhere for Discord?
I usually post a link. I go into
Oh,
Discord
okay.
and make a new
I keep
link.
forgetting to do that. The
Yeah,
Discord.
it's awesome.
I just was on Twitter
I'll answer
earlier
your
today for the
questions.
first time in like a year.
I don't like going on Twitter because every time I go, I'm one less subscriber. And every time I tweet something, I
It's
know
me. I'm wearing him away.
Whittling him down.
If I tweet something, I'm going to lose a subscriber. If I like something, I'm going to lose a subscriber.
I'm pretty sure
don't do anything.
I'm pretty
except
sure
post
Boss's
links.
account was deleted because they thought it was like some fake Russian hacker account.
yeah.
STS Boss. What is this? Not fooling
Hasn't
anyone.
been used since when? Get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pilkin account. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that stinker! Forgot that existed.
Yes, hello. I'm on the internet.
Why don't you do
now.
that more?
My
Oh my!
Twitter is inactive.
Just retweet shit and just say "oh my" before every retweet.
My crystal ball has been broken
Oh,
for
a
some
pony
time.
just stepped on my foot.
I've no longer access to the
I
internet.
was choked on a lettuce leaf. Mixel. I mean, what's his bro?
Mixlick.
Mixlick.
Nick, did you see that? Oh no! Just what? You control 2 Twitter accounts having a conversation with each other.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Hey, people do it with their dogs.
Oh man,
No more
thanks.
crazy
What?
than that. Yeah, you know, people make a Twitter account for their dog.
Oh, and they talk with their Twitter account to their dog's Twitter account?
Yeah.
You're a good boy.
Not even like with my dog,
Rank rule.
who had a popular internet show, Spencer Poodle on YouTube.
yeah.
Latest episode from 11 years ago, I think.
Something like that.
But, no, yeah, I've seen it.
Doctor's the best part of that Spencer show. I say we just make that show.
All right, Doctor. No one has any idea what we're talking about.
Nope.
All right, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
I'm boss.
Thanks for listening.